Can you breathe out a bit, please, Zach?
Yeah. Paul's egg. What?
Get a little bit more neutral. We then had a little work with a 6-iron.
Definitely your father's child, aren't you?
A racing snake.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm back in my happy place at SGGT at South Chesterfield with, in my opinion, the best fitter in the business. Laurence, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Thank you so much for having us back. Nice to see you again. It's my third trip here in, what, 4 months?
Yeah, it's been frequent.
I love it, I love it. And this time, I want to try some irons. It's the first time we've been in your iron suite, so we're going to showcase this today.
Yep.
But the irons aren't for me. I know the watchers are going to be worried that I'm swapping my clubs all the time, and that's doesn't always happen. The irons are for Zach.
Yeah, we fitted Zach back in 22 for the current stuff that he's got in there. We've had a quick look at him already, and yeah, I think for us this will be a slightly different video. We won't be looking at maybe changing the whole club, maybe just shafts and grips and swing weights and lies and stuff.
Interesting, because I think a lot of people don't think about that, do they? They just think, oh, I've got a brand new set of irons, it's going to be a lot of money, but maybe, obviously, Zach's got bigger, he's got stronger, he's got faster, his handicap's got lower than mine. You know, he's doing great, but he has had these clubs 2 years, and he's not the 13-year-old boy he was when he was fitted for them. So I think irons could be a brilliant way to go, and I think it's a really good idea that maybe you don't just rush out and buy a brand new set all the time. Maybe you come somewhere like this with a really good fitter who can tell you what's what.
Yeah, hopefully we can sort him out tonight for you.
Sound good?
Yep. So have they been, Zach, all right?
Yeah, just, I don't know, I find it tricky with irons because I don't take many divots and I start catching them quite thin sometimes, so I find it a bit difficult at the minute.
So 64, so cup 3 up. And you've not had a moved, have you?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 straight. Okay. So C8 and a half. Right, so quite a light balance point for these. So what that means is the majority of the weight's more up towards the shaft and the handle, quite a light head. So C8, C8.5. For us, we'll look and see how you strike these, how things are going. We've got the lie angle and the loft on these. So we'll get you on track, man, and just double check where everything is. And then we'll build a like for like sort of equivalent head. And typical yardage, what would you expect out your 8-iron?
About 145.
Okay. Okay, cool. Pretty happy with that. Just hit a few 6s for me as well, so we can see where we get to. Good, so loads of club head speed, loads of ball speed. Coming out pretty good, actually. Like, you look at the numbers, so in F3 in recoil, it's still quite a firm shaft. Right. So I think for how you're delivering that, Paul's egg. What?
He never speaks to me like this about good shot, good club head speed, nice shot.
I think lie's a big one here. You look at sort of like a dress position and how you're set up. The products, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I don't think I would have fitted it that upright initially, but it looks really upright. Yeah, no, good in it.
191 with a 6 on.
So address a ball for me here. Yeah. So as you see that, right, happy with that? Yeah. So get like almost really ready as though you're about to hit, yeah? Yeah. So you see your hands initially just drop a bit. So I'll take the weight, stand back there. Yeah. How does that look to you?
What, like direction wise? Oh.
It looks sat on the floor.
Does it look flat? Does it look upright?
Flat.
Flat. I've got very chunky fingers, Mark.
Yeah.
See how the toes up off the floor?
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as the club sits like that, all of a sudden that explains why a lot of your initial launch direction is sort of 3 degrees left. Right. So if the club sat a little bit too upright, obviously we're looking at just a dresser here at the moment, But in this sort of position, that loft is then pointing left of target. So if you catch it good, it's going to go left. You also said that you catch a few shots quite thin. So if I'm doing this to the golf club, what does the leading edge do to the golf ball?
Well, there's less room for to hit it, isn't there?
Yeah, so it comes up the golf ball and encourages more of a thin strike.
Yeah.
So you're not going to catch as much of a divot. You're not going to get that club working through the turf as much. So a little bit of what you're experiencing at the moment is down to sort of just the static lie of the golf club, getting that sort of club sitting a little bit flatter for you. Again, when you deliver it, you can see here it's just a little bit upright still, and the strike pattern as well. I mean, you've hit some decent shots with this 6 iron. So when we look at where the strike is on the club face, high toe. So again, just the way you're working the club through the ball, just need to really look at that lie angle and just see where we get to, all right? Not bad. Again, decent level of spin, decent launch. I think if we're looking at what we've got, I think maybe looking at changing the swing weight for you and upping the sort of raw weight. We'll use the 8 probably, because 5 is your longest time. We'll use the 8 as a barometer. We'll go 790 just as like where we are. We'll jump you in a modus to start with. So the best thing about our kit, we carry 4, 6, 8 and pitching wedge. So for us, we can pick what's most appropriate for each individual. So for you, obviously carrying 5 iron as your longest iron, 6 iron, it'd be like someone like myself fitting myself in a 5 or a 4 iron. Like we'll jump down into the 8. It'll help us get a few better readings because you'll be more comfortable with it. We'll get better strikes and so on. So right, so swing weights all the way up at D4. So this is sort of 6 swing weights more than what you're used to swinging in your 8 iron at the moment. Right. Same length. Lie angle, it's just standard at the moment, so we'll see how we get on there. Nicely done. Good hit. The change in shaft weight, so we've gone up sort of from where you're currently at with your recoils into this modus, we've gone up sort of 25 grams. So the change is, or 25, 30 grams. So we've not seen any difference in club head speed. So it shows obviously weight's not really changing how you deliver the golf club too much. So it shows that you're still quite comfortable with it. It's not making you move the club in any different direction. If we look at sort of the angle attack, again, very, very similar across the board. Swing plane doesn't move too much. If anything, your dynamic lie gets a little bit better with that heavier weight. It shallows out a little bit more. So we see you coming down a fraction. We look at your dynamic loft, very, very similar. Ball speed actually goes up. So you generate more ball speed from a slightly different shaft profile. Spins drop down, so you've actually picked up some yardage. So not too much, but for us, height-wise is very similar. Distance is a little bit further, but ultimately it's about building something that can go a little bit longer for you in terms of your golfing. You're obviously going off to college and stuff. So, right, decent start. How did that feel?
Felt good, really.
Good, good. Similar sort of weight in the dynamic gold mid. And with that, we're just going to keep you in that stiff flex and see how we get on. Nice, bit of a pull, just where you come over the top a little bit. Yeah. Is that one of the misses in there?
Yeah. Irons are quite going there, quite a lot.
Yeah. Okay. How does that feel though? Better, worse?
I'd say the iron before that felt better.
Okay, good. Yeah, so swing weights dropped down a little bit from where we got you to in that motor shaft. You could tell as well, just started to throw the club over the top a little bit more. Definitely inappropriate, but we'll give it a good go, won't we?
If it works, it works.
Yeah. So your dad's bank balance. So.
It's your inheritance, Zach, just remember that.
Feels a bit light for this week.
Yeah, a lot lighter shaft.
Yeah. Feels nice though.
Definitely your father's child, aren't you? Good ball speed, seeing it just to jump up a little bit here. Obviously, it's a softer profile of shaft.
Yeah.
What the Autoflex does is as you start to get into that impact position, it does firm itself up quite a lot. So it's built to try and time the club head more with the impact. So what we're seeing is it's just getting itself through that ball a little bit quicker for you. Club head speed's gone up a little bit, ball speed's gone up as well. What it is doing is presenting a lot of dynamic loft, so it's getting that ball up very quickly and it's presenting quite a lot of spin. So we're seeing that peak height jump up sort of 20 feet, which isn't really appropriate for what we want it to do. For you at your age and where you are with your golf, we probably, and where you have that ability to play golf, we probably need to flatten it out a little bit more. So yeah, great, feels good and doing some very good numbers in terms of just shifting that ball out there. But in terms of what it's going to do longevity wise and function wise for you, it's just a little bit too high and a little bit too spinny. All right. So just increasing the swing weight a little bit, just seeing whether a little bit more head weight will just suit you or feel a bit better for you.
Yeah. Cheers. And how do you do that? Do you actually put a weight in the headlock?
Yeah, so when we build them, we use tip weights, which just go up the shaft. I've just popped a little bit of tape on the back there just for pace more than anything. We do have tip weights that we can put in while we're fitting. It depends on the sort of weight we're trying to achieve during the fit as well. So this is just a little quick way of doing it, just to get him up to sort of D4. So.
It sounds so different to what his clubs do, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a much better stroke.
A little bit flatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, loads better that, isn't it? Yeah. It's good because I can still see just the top of the ball flight from here, which is nice. Good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Happy with that. Grip size, all right?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take your non-glove hand off there. Yeah, fine. As long as this one's not digging in and this one's not digging in, you get away with the ring finger. Yeah, as long as you're comfortable as well. Nice.
It's great that you carry all the heads, Laurence. You know, you've got the 4, the 6, the 8 and the wedge. When you go to Ping or a Callaway or any of those proprietary bands, they've just got the 7 irons, and it just feels really inadequate. You know, you might want a 3 iron or a 5 wood, and you're kind of guessing.
Yeah, but like, you know, for us, it's the appropriate way to either blend a set, you know, whether the guy's going from blades into like a muscle back or muscle back into something a little bit more forgiving, or, you know, whether they need, you know, again, another progression of that. It's also an opportunity for you to see whether the shaft's still appropriate at that longer level. Most people start to really struggle 5-4 iron. That's just the nature of golfers. So it's an opportunity for us to, you know, if they still want to play that longer iron, how can we make that happen for them? Do we look at maybe a graphite option or a lighter steel? Do we look at flighting the set? So there's lots of ways in which you can do it. You can change the weight profile, you can change the flex, you can change stepping patterns within the iron shafts, especially through steels. So there's loads of different ways. And how do you test it without actually having that longer iron for them to hit? You know, wherever I've ever been for fittings and done fittings, you typically get handed an A option of a long iron that's fully built already to give to someone to try. Whereas this actually, you know, do you want to try the P794 iron, or do you want to then go and try the ZX7 4 iron, and etc. etc. You know, you can try them all against each other, and you know, you might play that sort of one model up to 6 iron, 5 iron, and actually want maybe a different model for like a driving iron or something that maybe flights it a little bit higher and makes it a bit easier through that 4 iron. Again, it's that blending capabilities that this system offers. So
it makes absolute sense, but it's something that most 99% of places just don't offer.
Yeah, well, probably less.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, from my knowledge, we're the only guys that do this. So
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Right. Okay. Wedge, let's get you built a 6 iron. Feel better as well. So you're very reactive to the sort of head weight balance of the golf club. So moving it up a couple of, like we've moved that up 2 swing weights, so that's the equivalent of just like 5 grams. So it's not a huge amount. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge amount at all, but just that placement of it gives you a more awareness of where the club is, and that helps your timing. So yeah, good. Good. Yeah, I'm happy with those. Right. I think job's a good one.
Job is a good one.
Easy peasy.
Can't say. It's too good.
Right.
So what's the plan, Laurence? What are we going to go with? What
So we're going to go with the modus in the iron shafts, and we're just going to get that swing weight up to sort of like D3, D4 across. We'll blend that through from sort of like the long to shorter irons, and we're going with a multi-compound grip on there for him as well.
Any change to the lie angle?
Yeah, we changed the lie angle. We just flattened it out a little bit from where he is, just to help with sort of like the cleanliness of the strike. And I think ultimately, when you do see them come up a little bit like that at address, most people's natural reaction is to stand them up a little bit.
Yep.
So they lift the handle. Whereas I think when you do start to see them a little bit flatter on the turf, you start to release the hands a little bit better, and ultimately that's helped him square the ball flight up a fraction. So
brilliant. That's been really interesting. You know, as we said at the start, you don't always have to go for a brand new set.
No,
Come
definitely
here,
not.
See you know, a new set of shafts in there has made all the difference to that swing. The numbers don't lie, so that was brilliant.
no, great. Thank you very much.
What do you think, buddy?
I think it's helped a great deal with because I was struggling a lot with my irons, and then coming here today and not having to buy new ones definitely helped you a bit.
It's certainly nice. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode. I'll put all the details in for Laurence and SGGT in the description below. If you enjoyed it, give us a like. If you loved it, tell your mates, check out the back catalogue, and we'll see you next time on The Golf Show. Cheers, buddy.
That's right.
Thank you.
No.
Hi Zach, thanks for popping in today. Just a quick overview of what we did. So we went through your 8 and 6 iron in your PXGs. We looked at sort of the swing weight, the lie angle, etc. There's the 6 iron in there. Really good numbers out in 6 iron. You delivered it really well today. Hit some great shots. So we went through loads of different options. We tried you in the P790 as the sort of calibration head for what we were doing. We got you in the modus. We saw there really good numbers. A couple of shots that just dropped off and moved to the right. That was just a little bit of the delivery angle that we were working on. And then when we got you in the right swing weight there, up at D4, we saw a good improvement in the numbers. When we look at sort of like the strike position, you can see here a little bit towards the toe. Again, a little bit more central this time from where you were, which was again toe side. It's just that delivery angle with the club path being a little bit down and left. The club face was always a margin open, which led to it being a bit deflective. When we got you more in this sort of modus heavier shaft, we saw it just get a little bit more neutral. We then had a little work with a 6 iron, and again that toe strike through there, just probably going to play you a little bit longer in shaft, just to help with that, but also change that lie angle as well. Any questions, let me know.
I hope you enjoyed the episode of The Golf Show. To watch another, click here. To subscribe, click here.